Hi, this is Christopher, your District Director of District 51. I would like to share with you this slide that which I normally use to introduce Toastmasters International to corporate clubs. For example, like Managing Director or the HR Director or the person in charge. Normally, when it comes to corporate clubs, you need to be very well prepared about what Toastmasters is all about and how it can help that particular organization to move forward in a better way of developing their team members and also their organization. However, it is also a way for us to evaluate whether that organization is fit enough to have a Toastmasters club or not, which means we need to ensure that their expectation on Toastmasters International's program suits to what they expect Toastmasters will help them to do. For example, if the organization is expecting us to go in every single 2 weeks or every single week to train them with a trainer, definitely this is not the right expectation because Toastmasters is a learning by doing program. So ensuring the right expectation set is very important. Now, these slides that I'm going to share with you is what I normally use to share the program with all the organization. Okay, so this slide will actually show a brief history and then move into the program and then move into how it is being done and what is the investment it's going to take. This is how it flows. So let's start off with when you meet up with them. Of course, please make sure you bring your area director or your division director or your club extension name cards along with you. If you do not have a Toastmasters name card, by all means, please bring your own corporate club Toastmasters or even your club name card as well, who is just a representative of who you are. Okay, so let's start with the introduction to Toastmasters International slides. This slide is actually a disclaimer here. It's prepared by me, and this is not a Toastmasters International slide. They have a very different slides, but to me, I find it a bit dry. So I try to make it to be more localized, so that it's easier for you to connect with the audience. So normally I'll just say that wish everybody thanks for being here and so on and so forth, and of course acknowledge the managing director or the HR director, or even any of the head of departments available. I'll move on with talking about Toastmasters history. I'll just say that it was established in 1924 and currently we have about 370,000 members across 16,000 clubs in 143 countries. Recently, since 1924 until now, we are almost 95 years old. And since 2019, we're in 95 years old. And back in 90th, back in 2014, we celebrated the 90th anniversary in Toastmasters. I'll also say something very simple, a very brief history of these clubs are actually started with Dr. Razi Smedley, and the founder picture is there. And I also talk about he's the director of education in YMCA. This is actually a very brief introduction of what or who he is or who he was, and not really going through word by word. Now, having said that, I will then move on to why we need Toastmasters. I always like to start with why, is because I do not want to really talk about the what of what Toastmasters is all about and then try to push the program to them. I was trying to talk about why they need it. So I'll start with why we need Toastmasters. So I'll talk about two things here, which is actually a snapshot from jobstreet.com on why fresh grad is having competitive advantages when they go for interview. Okay. Number one is has helped leadership position before, has high academic score, involved in extracurricular activities like club sports and etc., and has done volunteer work. And these are the four key things that JobScript has mentioned on how a fresh grad can be in the limelight or extra points when it comes to having an interview. Okay, and also on the right is fresh grad graduate. Why the reasons or what are the reasons they are unemployed? First one, 68% talk about asking for unrealistic salary or benefits. 64% talk about poor command of English language, and 60% choosy about the job or company. And 60% also mention about poor communication skills and poor character, attitude, personality. Now with these, where Toastmasters can help? Well, you just click you see the logos all comes out, and these logos means this is where Toastmasters program is involved in helping the people, helping the employees to be in leadership position, for example. Academic has high academic scores, that means they actually help out in their leadership, and also have programs like distinguished Toastmasters. We have the pathways level 1, level 2, level 3, and they're also involved in volunteer work. So these are the things that uh, where Toastmasters exists in this area. Okay, and then on the other side is poor command of English, where we can help. Of course, we can't help in benefits of unrealistic benefits of total salary, but definitely we can help on in English language, communication skills, and attitude and personality skills as well. So having said that, we are moving forward to with having knowing that Toastmasters can help in these areas. Then we also re-enhance on the point on why we need Toastmasters is, for example, Malaysia Insider has mentioned that 5 reasons why graduates are unemployed because of their poor English skills, and then another article says that poor English communication skills as well is the reason why a lot of people doesn't get employed. Reasons for employer looking forward to, reasons for looking for a new employer. The first one, I always talk about benefits and salary. So this is something about, our organization can actually offer Toastmasters as part of the benefit, as because it's kind of like a personal development skills or growth that they can actually embark and implement this program in their organization. So this can actually help the HR director and help HR as part of their L&D program as well. And then we also talk about 31% of employees wants training development opportunities. And these are the reasons why, how employees look for employer, and these are the reasons. Okay. So how does Toastmasters work? Then only in understanding the why, then we go into the how Toastmasters work. Okay, first of all, you just talk about this is LDV, which is learning by doing, VD, which is a weekly or bi-weekly practice. Fill up meeting roles, giving prepared and impromptu speeches, volunteering for leadership roles. For example, like we have club area, division, district levels, and definitely you need to stress on this point. This is no instruction and no facilitators type of program. Okay, we do have mentors, but we don't have facilitators or instructors. Then we also talk about club mission. What is this club missions all about, and how does club mission help? Because every club will have a mission. So we talk about this club mission actually is divided to 3 sentences. The first sentence comes from we provide a supportive and positive learning experience, which the organization will have to prepare this for in every single club, in which members are empowered to develop communication and leadership skills. Okay, where they are empowered to practice their communication leadership skills, and resulting in greater self-confidence and personal growth. So this is what it means by the club mission. There are 3 sentences to it. Okay, so it's like having a platform for them to practice, giving them empowerment to practice, and resulting in self-confidence and personal growth. So then after that, we move into who needs Toastmasters then. So we do talk about personas. So what is persona? Persona means is type of employees in every organizations. So there are about 4 types that we have ventured in, and the first one is the young professionals. Young professionals are young graduates who are fresh grads who just go into the office and go into organization, who just join, who are very passionate to move forward, but they do not really know how or where the directions lead to or go to. So these are the young professionals. Then we have the career advancers. Career advancers are people who are like after about working in the company for a few years, they have a bit more experience. They more or less know where they want to head to, which career path to climb, and so on and so forth. But they are still lack of certain skills. Then we have international professionals, where people who are started to be in the head of departments or team leads and so on, where they started to lead teams in different area or different segments of the organization. And they could also be in teleconference call where they have remote workers reporting to them from different countries and so on. So this is where Toastmasters can help. Okay, so these are the who. And the fourth category are the mature managers, where these are talking about the senior management. Every managing director still need to learn on how to further improve themselves. So this is where it comes in. So mature managers. So now that you have started with why and how, and then now is who, we then go into what is Toastmasters International Program. So we talk about the Pathways program. So you can talk about, we do have a syllabus and there are 11, it's called Pathways, and they have 11 paths. So be very careful with using the word pathways and path. Path is referring to which path that you're choosing, and pathways is referring to the program itself. Okay, so for example, like communication and leadership, so they are merged into coming up with these paths, and from this path the employees can then choose which one that they can actually be more benefit to. For example, whether a person is in a dynamic leadership, that means this person or this member is trying to, who just got promoted and wanted to learn on leadership skills, then they can actually go into leadership development, which is the fifth one on this logo here, leadership development. And for those who are in going into a higher level, senior management, but they want to train up their subordinates, then they can go into effective coaching. So these are the things that is different path for different people who are focused on different things that they want to grow. So you can just share with them that not to worry, because when they sign as a member, they will go through a survey, and the survey will actually help them to choose the right path, and the survey will also recommend them the right path to choose. Okay, then you can go into how leadership roles help. So in every club there are roles that they can actually take up, like for example club president, vice president education, vice president membership, and so on and so forth. So from here you can share with them that having these roles that they are taking, they actually embark into leadership roles, and again this is learning by doing, and give them a chance to lead a club. And if let's say a club level is being no problem for them and they want to take up a bigger role, they can actually go for area level or division level or even the district level. So briefly, you can actually mention about what is area, division, and district. So you can say a few things like, for example, normally I will say this is a few clubs will form an area, a few areas will form a division, and a few division will form a district. So by the time you become a district director, you have more or less about 2,000 members reporting to you. So this is how I will make it like as though, wow, this is even bigger than the managing director you're talking to, because most probably some of the companies, the managing director may have like 600 employees, 800 employees, but when you say that, wow, a district director has about 2,000 members, it actually gives him like, wow, this is something that he can actually learn as well. So this actually create a lot of intrigue, a lot of attention and interest to the managing director and even HR director. Okay, so this page you don't have to go through every single thing, but you just do a quick summary to it. Okay, then what does Toastmasters has to offer? Okay, first of all, it's a self-paced program, and it's a summary. It's a self-paced program that is depending on the members how eager they want to develop themselves, how fast they want to develop themselves. It's a weekly and bi-weekly interactive program. It also have a lot of impromptu speaking opportunities. It has peer evaluations, and then it has leadership through practice, personal mentorship and mentee, and definitely it's affordable fee. Lots of opportunity in practicing their communication and leadership. So this is a summary of what Toastmasters has to offer. Okay. Then I normally end here, and then I'll just ask for question and answer. And from here, it depends on what they will ask and what are the question they will raise up. And normally at the end, they will start asking about the program. The managing director, HR director will start about the program, will ask about the programs, and so on and so forth, until one person or who belongs to the finance or whatsoever, or the HR director maybe, will ask about how much is the affordable fee. So when it comes to affordable fee, I'll then go to the next page where I'll just share with them that these are all the organizations that have Toastmasters today, and we hope that their logo can be added into this page as well. So and then they will create, wow, this is definitely an establishment that so many people is really taking this program and they really like this program. And then I'll move into what's the investment. I wouldn't say fee. I'll just use it as what's the investment. So the investment normally I'll just jokingly say is 2 cups of Starbucks per member, all right, per month, and a cup would cost about maybe 15 ringgit right now. So that's all I say is 2 cups of Starbucks per month for each member, and that's how much the investment is. Then I'll just share with them that joining as a member, there will be a one-time fee of US$20 for each membership registration. And then I'll talk about there's a 6-month fee where it's collected every 6 months, which is 45 US dollar. In return, they'll get magazine and access to Pathways Learning Experience, which is the online. And also there are other fee depending on what club they are. They might induce some club fees if let's say they have. If not, then you don't need to that fee. And also there's a club charter fee, which is a one time is $125 to charter the club. So all in all, I'll just say that is recommended, yeah, that the organization will sponsor the club charter fee, which is a one-time fee of US dollar 125, and also the one-time fee of US dollar $20 for every members. And then every members or every employees in the organization is recommended again to pay the 45 US dollar. Okay, and then they can come up with a program where they fulfill certain percentage of attendance and fulfill certain levels in pathways within certain time, and then they can get a reimbursement of the US dollar 45. So this actually create like a program within the organization. There's a lot of pros and cons in this. The pros is that it shows commitment, all right, and it shows that the employees are really looking into self-development, which is actually a good news. And definitely there's a cons to it. Okay, the cons is that it might take slightly longer because every employee, when they hear that, oh, I have to pay first, normally they will like, I don't want I don't want to pay lah. Company pay, I join. Company don't pay, I don't join. So again, when it comes to this type of question that is given by the HR, I'll normally throw back the question to them saying, well, if you have employees thinking about that, then I think it's a bigger issue you may have. For example, they are more, they are just waiting for the company to improve them rather than they look into their self-improvement. And it's only 2 Starbucks a month for their self-improvement. So if let's say they are just waiting for a company to invest on them and they are not even willing to invest in themselves, I think the HR have a bigger problem, which is they may hire a very wrong attitude of people in their organization. So I'll just throw back this question to them. I say, you have a bigger problem. I guess you might want to look into your employees, because if they have this type of mindset, I'll be very worried for you. I'm not so worried about chartering the club in this organization. So it also shows that their club, their organization is not ready to have our Toastmasters club, because we have to protect our brand as well. So this is where I'm very particular as well. Okay. And all in all, I just want to say is that the one-time fee, or US dollar $20 and the 125, the club, the club organization to sponsor. The 6-month fee is the members pay, but then it is then reimbursed back in a proper program that the president or the club president or the HR director can actually set. So this is my recommendation to them. So normally when it comes to this part, the managing director, the HR director will agree and they'll say, yeah, this is a good idea, and they would like to do it. And in the any way of they ask on which company here practice which way, well, you can just answer them as it's a mixture. For example, Intel pay everything for the employees, but however, Dell do not pay for the members. The members pay for their own 45 US dollar, and they don't even have a program to reimburse. That means we pay forever. Okay, the company don't pay. However, the company will give some budget every quarter just to sponsor for lunch and sponsor for the medals or sponsor for some of the pins and things like that. Okay, so different company practice different ways, but it is all up to the company, to the managing director to decide. So having said this, this ends the whole entire presentation, and normally you just take some question and answer. And my recommendation to all of you is that if you do not have the answer, don't try to answer. Just say that that's a good question. I'll get back to you. Let me find out more information. I'll get back to you. Do not try to have a mindset thinking that if you cannot answer a question means you are bad or whatsoever. We are Toastmasters. We know when to answer, when not to answer. So with this, I would like to wish you all the best, and do use these slides with discreet and in the right manner and right proper. So I wish you all the best, and thank you very much. Signing off as your district director, Christopher. Thank you.